I decided to enroll on the psychology of coaching because of the fact that as a coach, my number one priority is getting results for my clients that I'm working with. I also think that over the next couple of years, when AI starts to become more popular for coaching apps, people will just start to go to them if a coach doesn't understand how to actually help the client stop self-sabotaging or help them emotionally regulate when it comes to hunger, self-doubt, or the ability to stay consistent when any of those things are present. So for me, it's getting ahead of the curve and making sure that I actually understand human psychology and that I can do more than just give people a macros and a plan and hope that they stick to it in the long term. My biggest struggle before joining the psychology of coaching was not understanding why I would A, get a client to stick to a plan for the first month, then they would completely fall off, or B, even just get the buy-in from the beginning because I wasn't creating enough clarity. I tried this for years. I got some decent results over the couple of years of me coaching, but there was a much larger number of people than I would have liked that were coming into the service, not getting a result that they actually wanted, and then leaving the service pretty soon after joining. So for me, it was understanding why my clients couldn't stick to the plan and how to actually get them back on track. There's a lot of talk in the industry about coaches shouldn't be doing any more than just giving people nutrition and training advice. Now, after working with Andy one-to-one for quite a while now, I've realised that I completely disagree with that statement. In my opinion, true coaching needs to go beyond the training and the nutrition plan. If you genuinely want to help people improve their life, you have to be able to understand that. And there's a lot of talk of people saying that you don't need to go that in depth. But again, as a coach who actually cares about the clients and wants to help them understand why they self-sabotage and why they struggle, you need to be able to do this sort of stuff. The biggest thing that I've learned in the psychology of coaching is by far how to communicate with my clients and how to understand why they communicate to me the way that they do. Certain things that they say, exaggerations that they may make, I can now understand that so much more, and I can also communicate to them how to move past the issues while making them feel not just emotionally safe, but psychologically safe. I think that every single client that you work with should feel like they can come to you with anything that they're struggling with, anything that they've messed up on, and not have to feel the shame or not have to feel the guilt of coming to you with that. I think as a coach, being able to have clients that feel completely safe to tell you anything they've messed up with is by far the key to helping them get the result that they want. The biggest change in my coaching since finishing the course is that I'm now no longer reactive to my clients struggling. One, I can normally see the patterns when they start to come up and when a client is potentially about to start struggling, and I can help them steer back onto the correct course before it even happens. Or if a client does start to struggle, I don't take it personal anymore. I think as a coach, it's really, really easy to start one, doubting your ability, or two, taking it personally from a client when they struggle or when they question the program or when they start asking you questions. But the thing that I've learned on the course is that if that triggers you in any form of way, there's not normally a problem on the client's end. It's normally a problem on the coach's end. And having clarity and certainty around my coaching abilities has helped that astronomically. I genuinely can't stress it enough. Now that I understand why the clients say and do what they do, it's really helped me to not be so reactive, and instead of going off track or saying the wrong thing potentially, I can just actually level with the client and help them get back on track so much quicker. So what surprised me most about the course, this is a really good one. The thing that really surprised me is just how much I've learned about myself. The very first 4 weeks of the course is spent figuring out what your values are, what your potential triggers are, the reasons why you do things, what your opinions are, what your beliefs are. And for me, understanding those things before we even got to the client side of the course has helped me so much better, because I now no longer work with clients that I shouldn't be working with. I've got a much better consultation process where I can figure out what somebody's psychology is actually like. I can figure out what sort of person they are, and I can figure out whether they're even right for the business. And ultimately, from the discussions that me and Andy have had, the main thing should be when you take a client on, can you actually help this person? And for me, understanding more about myself has really helped me to understand whether I can actually help somebody and whether I should even be taking them on. And what I find now is I don't get the headaches from clients that I shouldn't be working with, and I'm also able to impact people's lives in a much, much better way. Who would I recommend this course to? Put simply, any coach that actually gives a fuck about their clients and genuinely wants to make this business something that can run long-term and sustainably, but also do it in the right way. If you're someone that's willing to put the work in, you want to work hard, and you genuinely want to impact people's lives beyond macros in a program, and you also don't want your business to be at the risk of being taken over by AI in the next couple of years, this course is an absolute no-brainer. I genuinely cannot stress enough how important it is to be able to understand why clients do what they do, why they say what they say, and why they struggle when they struggle. Because if you can't do that, ultimately, you probably know better than ChatGPT.